Where are you from?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. Let me take this time and greet yourself, Honorable Speaker, the Chief Whip, the Executive Committee members, the Chairperson of NPEC, all fellow councillors, all our officials, as led by the acting municipal manager, our traditional leaders in absentia. Good morning. Yeah. Thank you so much. We will start by the reports. We will start by Book 2, Office of the Municipal Manager, Item 512/25, 2025-2026 Strategic Risk Register. We are bringing one recommendation that Council approves the 2025-2026 Strategic Risk Register. We proceed to Item 513/25, the review of the OMM policies 2025-2026. We are bringing one recommendation that Council note and approve the reviewed policies for 2025-2026 from the Office of the Municipal Manager. You will go as per the table below with regard to the policies. We are proceeding. Oh, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'll pause there.
Thank you very much. Honorable Councillors, let's discuss the book on the Office of the MM. Councillor Sipui.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I raise my hand in order to approve the report presented by the Mayor from the Office of MP.
Thank you very much. Councillor Squala.
No, thanks, Honorable Speaker. I rise to second the approval. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Majora.
We will then request Councillor Nkuna to present the report for corporate services. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mautar.
Thanks, Honorable Speaker. I'll be presenting the report under Book 2, Corporate Services, Item 514/25, 2025-2026 Organizational Structure, Ba-Phalaborwa Municipality. We are presenting 4 recommendations to the August House. 1, that Council note the proposed organizational structure. 2, that Council note that the status quo remains at the following departments: A, Office of the Municipal Manager; B, Budget and Treasury Office; C, Department of Planning and Development; D, Department of Community and Social Services; E, Department of Corporate Services; F, Department of Technical Services. Recommendation number 3, that Council note that budget provision of 6% has been made to fund the 2025-2026 organizational structure. And the last recommendation, number 4, that Council approve the organizational structure for implementation during 2025-2026 financial year. And the next item, item 515/25, this is the report on salary and wage increase for the 2025-2026 financial year for employees below senior managers. We are presenting 5 recommendations as follows. 1, that council note the report. 2, that council note the executive committee meeting held by the South African Local Government Bargaining Council on the 26th of March 2025 on the wage increase for the 2025-2026 financial year. 3, that council note and approve the implementation of 5.1% salary wage increase respectively from the 1st of July 2025 to the 30th of June 2026. Number 4, that council note and approve the implementation of the homeowner allowance, maximum maximum employer medical subsidy, all linked benefit and condition of services by 5.1% from the 1st of July 2025 to the 30th of June 2026. Number 5, that council note and approve for the 2025-2026 financial year with effect from the 1st of July 2025. Thanks, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Councillors. Let's talk to the report. Councillor Skatani, Councillor Monella, Councillor Mkwena Machel.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mine, I welcome the report and approve it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Skatani. Councillor Monella, I mean.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also welcome the report and second the approval.
Councillor Mkwena Machel.
Thank you, Speaker. I rise to second the report.
Thank you very much. Next report.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We will proceed to Book 4, Planning and Development Report. I will be presenting on behalf of Councillor Mayoral. Item 516/25, Public Participation Report on the 2025-2026 IDP Budget, PMS and Proposed Tariff Book. Recommendations, we are bringing 3 recommendations. And the first one is for noting, the second one that council take note that community members did not object to the draft 2025-2026 IDP budget and proposed tariff book. The last recommendation that council take note that operational issues, challenges will be attended by the departments through Ba-Phalaborwa report. We proceed to item 517/25, report on the 2025-2026 final IDP. The recommendations, we are bringing 6 recommendations. The first one, that council adopts the 2025-2026 IDP in terms of section 25 of the Municipal Systems Act. And the second one, that council within 14 days give notice to the public of the copies of the integrated development plan. 3, that copies of the plan be made available for public inspection in all public spaces. Number 4, that council mandates the municipal manager to ensure further compliance in all IDP related documents. And we have the additional recommendations for noting. Item 518/25, reports on the 2025-2026 supplementary valuation roll number 7. Recommendations, we are having 4 recommendations. The 2 of them is for noting, and the second one, that council approve the draft supplementary valuation roll 7, SV07. Number 3, that council approves the advertisement of the draft supplementary valuation roll 07, SV07, for a period of 30 days to invite comments, inputs, or any objection. I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. Let's go to the report. Honorable Councillors. Councillor Peter, Councillor Tlamfu, Councillor Shai.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm here to take note of the report and approve the 2 recommendations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Councillor Tlamfu.
Thanks very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise here to second the report. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Councillor Shai.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm covered.
Thank you very much. Joro. Shibu.
Honorable Speaker, can you allow those councillors their phone are ringing in order to switch off their phones?
Oh, okay. Chief, I'm making my job to be difficult. From here, there are issues, there are those that I hear, but currently I did not hear anything. But with the advice of the chief, can we put our phones on silent if your phone is ringing, so that it does not disturb the procedure of council? Honorable Mayor. Honorable Mayor, now you can come to the podium. Let's all stand up and bear a round of applause.
Thank you. We may all be seated. To the Honorable Speaker, Councillor N.O. Mabunda, the Chief Whip of Council, Mary Dodo Rapaza, to the Chairperson of MP, Councillor Mukare, members of the Executive Committee, fellow PR and ward councillors, our leaders at the gallery from the political parties, traditional leaders in absentia, acting municipal manager, Ms. M. Impachwe, senior managers and officials, members of our communities in the gallery, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Anyhow, we're more. Abshay, Towe. Before we can go to our speech, we want to thank Council for approving that the Speaker, the Mayor, and the Chief Whip must go and attend a course in China. Indeed, we did so. We were not alone. We were having our traditional leaders from the 5 tribal authorities and also the stakeholders from the PMC. It is a government event, and then we were dealing with the cause of poverty, how to reduce poverty in the rural areas. Believe me, we are going to change the situation around Ba-Phalaborwa. And we bought ourselves, they gave us certificates. This is the certificate from the mayor, the speaker is having it, even the chief whip is having it.
reduction, which means our communities in rural areas must do cooperatives, must be funded, must start farming. We went to various cooperative. We attended a lot of cooperatives. One of them is where they plow rice. Roger?
Yeah, but
Honorable Mayor,
you're audible.
wait, can we please allow the mayor? Let us not disrupt the mayor. If there's anything, you can sign to me so that you don't disrupt the proceeding, because we're becoming disruptive. I want IT to be proactive so that we don't call you. But honorable councillors, let us not be disruptive. Major?
Thank you so much. I was saying we are going to assist our people living in rural areas in making sure that they organize themselves, they have cooperative. Farming is something which makes them a lot of money. And in China, only few people that are not working. All of them, they are employed. Some, they are self-employed. Went to the fruits farm, went to the where they produce fishes, went to where they do whiskey, wines. We even went to the rice farm. So believe me, Councillor Rakoma, when we live here, you were not having confidence with us. So we'll make sure that we deliver what we were trained to do in China. Councillor Mhlala, believe me, I've observed a lot of things in China. We will come here and assist our officials in making sure that we have programs in acceleration in terms of service delivery. The only part that can make you laugh is that in China, the Chinese doesn't have breasts like myself. And they were asking as to are they real? Everywhere where I go, whether in the shops or wherever where I go, they'll say, wait, want to check something. Is it real? And then they wanted to touch. They'll also look at the bag and say, but this is real. We say, yes, they want to touch. It's the only part. They are too, you know, Chinese, how they look like. So, the third part is that the food that they eat, we don't have here in South Africa. And we struggled for 2 weeks. We didn't have back. We didn't have a lot of things. Even the meat itself, they give you just a small onion and meat like this. So we had to live with it. After eating, there's no cold drink. You drink green tea, you drink water. So that's why they are healthy. In the morning, you exercise. There are a lot of things that are happening in China. And there's nobody who has got a house. There's no such. There are flats. And somebody, when they want to build, they just build on top of them. You find that it's 25 floors. And the area is too big. We have even proposed that, please, let's arrange for the ESCO batch. There are so many countries that are going to China, and they are empowering in terms of engineering, technical services, everything. If we are lucky, I think if we start with our ESCO, we'll request the councillors to go there and see what they are doing in China.
here on Sunday. Yeah, you can feel. Good morning once more. Today I stand before you to present the annual budget for the 2025-2026 financial year. This budget reflects our shared priorities, the needs of our residents, and our collective vision for a stronger, more sustainable, and inclusive community. Section 16, subsection 2 of Municipal Finance Management Act 2003 states that the mayor of the municipality must table the annual budget at a council meeting at least 90 days before the start of the budget year. MFMA section 17 subsection 1, an annual budget of the municipality must be scheduled in the prescribed format. A, setting out realistically anticipated revenue for the budget year from each revenue source. B, appropriating expenditure for the budget year under the different votes of the municipality. C, setting out indicative revenue per revenue source and projected expenditure by vote for the 2 financial years following the budget year. D, setting out Roman figure 1, estimated revenue and expenditure by vote for the current year, and Roman figure 2, an actual revenue and expenditure by vote for the financial year preceding the current year. An annual budget must generally be divided into a capital and an operating budget in accordance with the international best practice as may be prescribed. This budget aims to satisfy the constitutional obligation of the municipality as outlined in Chapter 7 of the Constitution, which mandates municipalities to provide democratic and accountable government, ensure sustainable service delivery, promote social and economic development, and foster a safe environment. Honorable Speaker, municipalities are continuing to face difficult physical environment, and as Ba-Phalaborwa municipality, we are not immune to these challenges. I must indicate that it has been a difficult task to come up with this final budget, as we are also faced with issues of low revenue collection. Revenue collection has been inconsistent, with difficulties in recovering outstanding payments from our residents and businesses. Liquidity remains a concern as the low collection rate on trade receivables remains a challenge in our municipality. Past years, increasing electricity tariffs continue to strain consumers' ability to afford this service. As a result, we are at a higher risk of non-technical losses, particularly related to theft and illegal bypassing. Noting the above-mentioned statement, the municipality has made budget allocation as part of revenue management. To ensure that we meet our financial obligation and other commitments as it falls due, we need to continuously minimize spending on non-core functions and put more focus on the implementation of the reviewed municipal financial recovery. That's why in China there's no paper, there are all papers. You see that? Financial recovery plan. Municipal revenue improvement plan and the approved cost containment regulation as approved by council. The revenue budget. Honorable Speaker, the 2025-2026 total projected revenue is estimated at 750.3 million. This includes own generated revenue, 526.3 million from municipal service charges. That is your property rates, electricity and refuse removal. Capital and operational transfers and subsidies, 224 million as per the Division of Revenue Act. It must be noted that own generated revenue is based on the projected revenue to be collected from the community based on the services that we are rendering monthly. Operating budget. Total expenditure budget for 2025-2026 amounts to 854.4 million.
This total budget comprises of operational expenditure, budget of the 795.1 million, and capital budget of 59.3 million, excluding VAT. The budget allocation for employee-related costs for the 2025-2026 financial year amounts to 223.8 million, which equals to 28.2% of the total operating expenditure. The salary and wage collective agreement was signed by the parties of the South African Local Government Bargaining Council on Friday. 6 September 2024 has been taken into consideration. The cost associated with the remuneration of councillors is determined by the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs in accordance with the Remuneration of Public Office Bearers Act 1998, Act 20 of 1998. For the 2025-2026 financial year, the remuneration of councillors will amount to 19.2 million. The provision of debt repayment was determined based on the current collection rate and debt write-off policy of the municipality. While this expenditure is a non-cash flow item, it is informed by the total cost associated with rendering the services for the municipality, as well as the municipality's realistically anticipated revenues and amount to 110.1 million, which equals to 13.9% of the operating expenditure. Provision for depreciation and asset impairment is informed by the municipality's asset management policy. Budget appropriations in this regard total to 87.2 million for 2025-2026 financial and equate to 11% of the total operating expenditure. Bulk purchases are directly informed by the purchase of electricity from Eskom. The budgeted amount will be 150.8 million and total to 19% of the total operating expenditure. The annual price increases have been factored into budget appropriations as per NESA approval. The interest finance charges for the 2025-2026 financial year is estimated at 20.7 million, which constitutes 2.6% of the total operating expenditure. Contracted services for 2025-2026 financial year amounts to 68.6 million and equals to 8.6% of the total operating expenditure budget. Operational cost comprises of various line items relating to the daily operation of the municipality. For 2025-2026 financial year is estimated at 87.7 million, which equates to 11% of the total operational budget. Capital budget, Honorable Speaker, the total capital budget for 2025-2026 will be 59.3 million, excluded VAT funded. Internally generated revenue, 27 million excluding VAT. Capital grants, 37.2 million excluding VAT from the Division of Revenue Act. And on tariffs, Honorable Speaker, it is emphasized that the proposed tariffs will allow the municipality to generate revenue to sustain the municipal operation. The 2025-2026 tariffs has been reviewed in line with the CPI as guided by the National Treasury circulars. Electricity tariff increases are governed by NERSA. The annexure of tariff book is attached on the budget documents to highlight the categories of increases. Number 2, that annual budget resolutions. The Council of Ba-Phalaborwa Local Municipality in its sitting on the 29th of May 2025 resolved as follows regarding the annual budget for 2025-2026 medium-term revenue and expenditure framework. 2.1. Annual budget for 2025-2026 MTREF. Council resolved that the annual budget and MTREF and its supporting tables of the Ba-Phalaborwa Municipality for the following financial year 2025-2026. My apology. Council resolved that the annual budget for MTREF and its supporting tables of Ba-Phalaborwa Municipality for the financial year 2025-2026 be approved as set out in the following tables. We'll go as per the table below. 2.2, the annual budget support tables for 2025-2026 and TRF, that the annual budget of Ba-Phalaborwa Municipality for the financial year 2025-2026 and indicative figures for the two projected outer years 2026-2027 and 2027-2028 be approved as set out in the following supporting tables. You will go as per the table. Let's proceed. Property rates and other municipal tax. Council resolved that the property rates and other municipal tax as reflected on tariff schedule are imposed for the budget year 2025-2026. 2.4, tariffs and charges. Council resolves that the tariff and charges reflected on tariff schedule are approved for 2025-2026 budget year be adopted for implementation. 2.5, integrated development plan. Council resolved that the integrated development plan be approved with this budget. 2.6, credit control debt collection. Council resolved that the credit control, debt collection, and consumer care policies be approved for 2025-2026 financial year. 2.7, indigent policies. Council resolves that the indigent household consumer subsidy policy be approved for 2025-2026 financial year. Indigent support, 2.7.1. Council resolved to support indigent households approved as per adopted indigent household consumer policy. 2.7.2, Council further resolved that in the event that the total subsidy in respect of approved indigent exceeds the budgeted amount, the excess amount be reallocated from the current provision for bad debt to the relevant indigent subsidies. In view of that fact that the current bad debt is adequately provided for and the resolution related to the approval of the indigent policy will remain intact. 2.7.3, Council resolved that for the 2025-2026 financial year, the indigents are subsidized as set out in the adopted household, consumer and subsidy policy, and that the subsidy will consist of the following. 6 kiloliter of water per indigent household per month were metered. 50 kilowatts of electricity per indigent household per month were metered. 100% free refuse removal for residential stands in accordance with the tariff schedule. 100% free sewer services to residential stands in accordance with the municipality's tariff schedule. Payment of rates and taxes on the residential property in accordance with the municipality's property rates and tariff policies. Payment of the rental on council occupied residential property in accordance with the municipality's tariff policy. 2.8, annual budget related policy. Council resolved that the following 2025-2026 annual budget related policies and bylaws be approved. We have got the bylaws of property rates policy, tariff policy, credit control and debt collection bylaw, indigent policy, indigent subsidy bylaw, supply chain management policy, environment policy, budget policy, petty cash policy, asset management policy, bad debt write-off, deposit and refund policy, cash management and investment policy, fleet management policy, unknown deposit policy,
electricity supply bylaw, subsistence and traveling policy, customer care service standard policy, inventory management policy, cost containment policy. Unauthorized, irregular, fruitless and wasteful expenditure policy, gifts, donation and sponsorship policy, property raise bylaws, borrowing policy, traffic bylaw, credit control and debt collection and consumer book. 2025 annual budget for 2025, annual budget for 2025 regulations. I thank you, Sheshe Yalebo. I thank you, Sheshe Yalebo.
Cancer,